take a look at Love Hurts.
I'm in the middle of a high-intensity yoga. Can you give me a minute?
Oscar winner Huy Quan teaming up with Oscar winner Ariana DeBose.
We're hiding, and hiding ain't living.
Who are these people?
Rose?
Hey, Marv.
We'll find out when they drop by to talk about it.
You know, in certain lighting, I have been mistaken for Gen Z.
She's back. Gilmore Girls alum Lauren Graham is back.
You're wearing sweats with a drawstring.
Grab a cheese puff!
God, this can't be good.
We'll chat with she and Nico Santos about the Gen X versus Z Tubi original series, The Z Suite.
Me not dating and not wanting love and attention? I don't think you know me.
And they're back. The Kardashians back with all new episodes. Noise Black Book creator Natalie has unique insight. She is our guest today as we take a look.
Look. That's exactly what we're going to do. I can't believe we're cramming all of that into one show. You might need an extra tub of popcorn or froyo or whatever you're doing right now. It is Take a Look. My name is Mark S. Allen. We talk about shows on small screens, big screens, movies, whatever you're into. You're going to be into this because my good friend Natalie Franklin joins us.
Hi.
For those who don't know, she is the godmother of Northwest.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, technically, she's the godmother of the fake Instagram account for Northwest.
Yes.
And we're coming up in a little bit. We'll be talking about that. Just to tee up down the road what we're talking about, should we be excited about the Kardashians back or not so much?
Not so much. Historically, the trailers are always the best part. And then once you get in the show, we're just seeing them get dressed and maybe yell at them every now and then.
That's awesome, because we can promise nothing more than the trailer a little bit later on. In the meantime, let's talk about like a great date night movie at the big screen. I tell everybody, go to the movies when you can. This would be a good one for that.
Yes. Love Hurts, we're
Yes.
talking about. It's
Yes.
got action. I'm assuming it has love since it has it in the title, but most importantly, it has some great cameos.
Yeah, and I can tell you the love is definitely there, but it's in a weird way. You're trying to guess what's happening in this movie because Ariana's character doesn't give it all up. You don't know if this is a love or hate relationship or even if they have a romantic past.
Right.
All right, I had some great moments. Right before I interviewed her, she got a reunion with Key that was very fun to watch that go down, and love talking to her about her Oscar moments. Take a look. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
So I think it's the first time I've ever talked to you right in the middle of award season. So I've got to
Oh.
say, once you have that trophy on the mantle, does it change the way you look at things?
It does. You know, at least it has for me. I mean, I think it's such a special time. I think every year, it hasn't been that long since I had my beautiful moment, and I'm so grateful for it. But every year's been very different. So I look at it from the space of knowing what they're going through and how much work is really going into it. And it's fun. And I also just try to wrap everyone in love and support energetically.
Right.
Because it's a doozy, man.
I
It's
can
not
imagine.
easy.
And there are a few people you can share it with. You're in a small club now.
Yeah.
But every now and then you run into somebody
Like,
that has one.
Yeah.
How is it for you, you could say?
Oh, it was so great. I love Keith so much. I actually had the privilege with presenting him with his Oscar.
Sure.
So that's the wildest thing to me. And I remember watching him through that season and thinking like, wow, he's got such beautiful energy. He seems, so supportive and so excited to be in the room. I think that's the best way to be in those spaces. And I thought to myself then, like, oh, I'd like to work with him one day. I didn't think it would be this soon, but we had a really good time doing it. So.
Yeah, let's talk about this. You get to move on to fun stuff like this movie.
Love hurts.
Love hurts. And for him, I have to think it did hurt. Now, no offense to your character. Your character is a wild card, and for the most part, just tasing people for the first act, anyway.
Hey, I mean, play to your strengths. If you don't actually have to take a cracked rib, why
Right.
take the cracked rib? You know what I mean?
Your character, it kind of reminds me of, do you remember in Indiana Jones where he does an incredible physical fight, and then he's just spent and decides, I'm just going to pull out a gun and take care of this guy. Your character kind of leads with that.
She does. But again, I'm just like, why break a sweat? She looks fabulous. Come
True.
on. She has this incredible coat, like fierce glasses. She was like, no, I came to just like get it done. Efficiency is the name of Rose's game.
But once we get into the third act, I don't want to plot spoil, we do see that you can handle yourself quite well.
She can. But isn't that interesting? You know, I think women are often underestimated in this particular genre, in this particular lane.
Sure.
You know, but one of the things I love so much about Rose is that you never really know what you're going to get. She does whip out a skill that you don't know she has. And honestly, that's kind of how I like to walk through the world, is like, I like to surprise people. be surprised. I'm surprised.
This movie is constantly surprising, and like I said, your character is a wild card. The whole movie, you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on with her. What does she want?
I know, but isn't it fun?
Yes.
It's fun. And I think, Rose, for me, when I first read the script, what I loved so much was I was like, this woman woke up one day and was like, absolutely not. I'm flipping the table. Yeah. And she just ferociously flips the table and is kind of pretty cool, calm, and collected for the most part while she's doing it. And literally just says, Happy Valentine's, hiding ain't living.
Exactly.
With a Valentine's Day card. That's genius to me.
True. Is there a moment on the day where you thought, I can't wait? Because so many movies now are CG. This, however, is all practical. Is there a day where everything was going, you thought, I can't wait for people to see this one?
Oh, every day was like that to me, from the moment I got to start rehearsing my fight scene or just coming to work to play one of the scenes. It was all such a journey. And I thought the energy was so great. And working with Key is a dream, but also the rest of our cast. Like, while I may not be sharing scenes with Mustafa Shakir or Leo Tipton, like the whole cast across the board, I just thought was so lovely, wonderful, and surprising. We were all surprising each other, and that was great.
It's awesome. As we wrap that up, I want to thank you for making this movie, and I want to thank your co-star for supporting my lumbar for the next 3 years. It's been amazing.
Thank you
Good to
so
see you.
much.
She is such a cool person. She deserves every accolade. One of the kindest people. You just want to see her keep getting Oscars, Emmys, Tonys, Grammys, whatever she wants.
Oh my God, she's been in Hamilton, so she has my heart forever.
This blew me away. I saw Hamilton twice with the original cast. So I remember seeing like Lin-Manuel Miranda. What was she in it?
She plays the bullet, so she doesn't have like a huge role, but she was there. She was there. Now, what's the backstory on the pillow? Do you own that? Did you bring that? What's the deal?
I wish I would have thought of it. His character, Key's character, as a realtor, has all these like gifts and tchotchkes he gives out to people that are buying homes from him. And so the studio had those. I didn't bring it. As I got there, I thought, man, I wish I would have thought of that.
Yeah.
But it does make me look like a weird guy that brings my Huy Quan pillow everywhere.
Next press junket, you bring it.
I think so. We don't call them junkets here. Next exclusive press opportunity.
Yes,
I
yes.
absolutely will. Hey, speaking of the junket, I also caught up with Huy Quan to talk about his Oscar moment and the rest of the cast. Next. Hey, welcome back. It is Take a Look. I'm Marcus Allen, but way more important, it's Natalie Franklin. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
All right, her Fate Northwest account is?
Nori's Black Book.
All right, so don't get too distracted, but check that out while you're listening to what we're saying right now. Still talking about Love Hurts. This is an action rom-com. Here is what I loved about it. When's the last time you got a rom-com brought to you by the guy who gave you John Wick?
Maybe never?
But it explains kind of why this movie has the look and feel it does. Huy Quan is great in it, no stranger to doing some of his own action. And also, congratulations, because just last weekend got his feet and handprints on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at the famous TCL Chinese Theater. And the same affection that you have for him, when we see how grateful he was for winning the Academy Award, same, you can tell he is just full of joy to be in that moment.
Yeah, he's so pure.
So pure. And I got to see, truthfully, one of the most pure moments. So D23 or Comic-Con, in my elderly brain, I can't remember which it was, but a couple years ago, backstage, my good friend was taking him to a speech he was going to do, or panel, and he bumped into Harrison Ford. And he said, wait a minute. This is a reunion of Short Round from Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford for the first time in almost 40 years, right?
Yes.
Took a picture that went viral, and you were saying you remember.
I've seen that, yeah, and that's my favorite Indiana Jones movie, maybe because I was a kid. And
oh, yeah.
He was a kid. But I love that Indiana Jones movie. It's the best one. Got
to talk to him about that moment, and then also right before I interviewed him, he had a reunion with Ariana. Take a look. You just had a little reunion just a moment ago.
Yes. I just found out Ari was doing interviews across the room, and I couldn't help myself but go over and crash her interview. Yeah.
That brings me joy, and just the thought of you brings me joy, and I'll tell you why. I was backstage at Comic-Con with my friend Michael Chasey, who was handling you, and he's the guy that took that picture that soon was seen around the world.
Wow, yeah, I remember that picture well. I didn't know how the world would react. I wasn't even thinking.
Sure.
I was just so happy to be reunited with Harrison. And we took that picture. And sure enough, the next morning when I woke up, everybody was texting me. Everybody was calling me. And I said, what's going on? And it was just so nice to know that people care so much about, Indian short round. And honestly, that was, it brought back so many wonderful memories.
And for everyone else, I think at that moment in time, you two were the people we wanted you to be, and we loved that joyful reunion.
Yeah, and I felt like, even though it's been 38 years since that picture was taken, but it didn't feel like, time has passed. When I wrapped my arms around Harrison.
Like it was yesterday.
It was just like yesterday. I felt like I was a kid again.
And I love that you were a kid kind of watching all the action and being protected by all these other people in that movie.
Yeah.
And now you're the one that is the protector, or at least protecting your own life at the same time and opening up a can of it respectively.
Yeah, no, it was wonderful. And this movie is so special. My first time ever to be a leading man. And when I stepped on that set, it was an incredible feeling. But I also felt there was a lot of responsibility that I put on myself. One, it was because, again, with Harrison, I remember how he made everybody feel so welcome.
Sure.
And he made everybody felt important, no matter what they were, what they were doing, what position they were on the crew. He made them felt like, their contribution is just as important as what he brings to the movie. So me stepping onto the Love Her set, that's what I wanted to emulate. Every day was a challenge, but it was fun challenge because we knew the kind of movie that we wanted to make, which was an homage to those 80s movies that came out of Hong Kong, with Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung. And what was really special about those movies is that you see all the actors doing the fights themselves. They're not stunt doubles. And that's what we did.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks for making it. I will think of you every Oscar season. I loved your speech.
Oh,
it's the
that's
best
so
ever.
sweet. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I do love his speech. When he cried and he kissed the Oscar, like they needed to get a room. He kissed the Oscar like 12 times before giving his speech.
Yeah, I remember being like cheering for him. I feel like the whole room was cheering for him. He got a standing O. We love Key.
Like you said, just genuine. Love that guy. Though I love him and though I love Ariana, not my favorite thing about the movie. Do you have a favorite part of the movie or favorite thing about it?
I do.
3, 2, 1.
Marshawn
Lynch. Exactly.
Yes.
NFL star turned movie TV star. He crushes every scene he's in.
Beast
But I
mode.
digress. Love Hurts, now playing in theaters everywhere. All right, let's take it back to small screens. Coming up next, if you're a fan of the Gilmore Girls, the Z Suite might be for you. It is Generation Z versus Generation X. We'll talk about that in moments. Hey, welcome back to Take a Look, and to the people serving America all over the world in 177 different countries and territories worldwide. You're watching on AFN, and we thank you for your service.
Yes.
All right, Natalie Franklin, what do you know about Lauren Graham?
Oh, she was the girlfriend in Bad Santa.
Wait,
But you're probably going to see Gilmore
what?
Girls. But
I've seen that movie so many, I completely forgot. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, did she flip from that into something a little bit more comfortable?
Most people say Gilmore Girls. I know her from Bad Santa, the best Christmas movie ever.
All right. Some of you might know her. Wow, I'm blushing just thinking about that movie. The rest of you know her from Gilmore Girls, and you might know her from this now. It's called the Z Suite, and it's pretty much a show that pits Generation X to Generation Y. Now, you're a young millennial, right?
Yes, I'm a very youthful millennial.
I am Gen X. I'm not a boomer. Shut up, Josue. I'm Gen X. And anyway, it pits the two together in a playful way. Do you like it?
I do. I kind of like where this is going. I'm sure it's going to show us that each generation brings something to the table, but it looks very funny.
Yeah, cut up with her and Nico Santos. Take a look.
It is a fun, positive workplace comedy about generations trying to get along without being preachy as to whose side you should be on or any other elements. And the characters are just really fun. The situations are kind of insane, but also it has a real kind heart, and I think has characters you can all relate to, and it's funny.
Yeah, I mean that's my pitch. Also, it's just extremely funny, and it's grounded. It, like Lauren said, it has heart, but it's also very, very silly, which I just love. And I think people are really going to dig it.
And a lot of times people say it's funny because it's true.
So, Nico, for you, what's the truth in this?
I mean, I've worked in customer service and offices. You know, I definitely know the sort of the office dynamic, and I will have to say there's a little bit of PTSD. When we started filming, I was like, oh gosh, I know how this goes.
I agree, and I think there's something too to there's something to try to make your mark as a younger person, and then there's before you know it, you're trying to maintain your relevance and stay in the game, and so I think we really cover that spectrum.
Yeah, and it does make the world a better place. It has, like you said at the top, has heart. At the same time, it is silly, and I love all that about it. Nico, for you, is there anything that coincidentally, again, you're an actor, this is a craft, you're trying to find the moment in the real, but is there any part of this character that is a part of you?
I mean, I'm definitely, artistic and creative like Doug is. Doug also loves Christmas, which as a Filipino, I can definitely relate. But yeah, I mean, in every role that I play, I do try to find a connection to my real life, and it's an easy sort of entryway for me to then start building and differentiating. Is that a word? Yes. The character for myself.
How about you, Lauren? Anything jump up that's real for you?
Yeah, I mean, I do feel a sense of it's both. It's gratitude for everything I've gotten to do, and now at times it can be impatience for like a lack of efficiency, and like I see the path forward, how things could be done better or differently, and like I didn't really realize I had that channel or whatever, and I am a very ambitious person, or I have been at times, and I want to stay in the game. So all of those sort of things were. And also, I think there's something with Monica where, like, just yesterday, she was one of these people, how is it now that she's got to fight for her position? So there's a lot of parallels, except that I never really worked in an office. I answered phones a couple times, but I was like, this is not for me. So that is me just totally making it up.
I like them together. I like this because, it could have been way more cruel towards my generation. It wasn't. It was more playful. The times it hurt me the most is when it's true.
Right. Because, your generation and boomers are kind of like...
Stop. I want to point out, I'm a very elderly Gen X. I am not a boomer. Thank you very much. But close enough, so I get it. Anyway, I think you're going to like it. Try to watch it generationally. Find someone younger or older that'll share it that way, right?
Exactly.
And it's on Tubi. Do you watch a lot of Tubi?
Can't say I do. I was very surprised that this was on Tubi. I'll check it out, though.
I love this true story. Watching this, a commercial for one of my movies popped up.
And then did you go watch it?
No, I've got taste. All right, coming up next, Kardashians back on the small screens, depending on what size TV you have, maybe bigger. Should they watch it?
Yes, why not?
Ask the expert, because we got her here next. Hey, welcome back. It's Take a Look. Thanks for watching. And by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure and like and subscribe. Thanks for hanging out. I'm Mark S. Allen, and this is the world famous Natalie.
Thank you.
Natalie, we know you from Nori's Black
Book. Yes.
And this is the tribute page for Northwest.
Yes, it is.
And I've asked you before if you bumped into the Kardashians. Did you by chance see them at the Grammys?
I didn't. I had to miss the Grammys. I'm so busy.
Got it. If Kanye came up to you and said, hey, I love what you're doing, what would you say?
I would say thank you so much.
And if he said stop what you're doing, what would you say?
Thank you so much.
All right. All right, so you are the expert on the Kardashians. Yes. It kind of strikes your generation a little bit. You're probably college age at the dawn of all of this.
Yes.
What do you think about them now returning?
The Kardashian show at this point is like The Simpsons. It's just something that's going to always be on TV.
Right.
We watch it whether it's good or not.
You kind of know what's going to happen every time.
You know what's going to happen. The sisters are going to fight. They're going to the Met Gala. It's routine at this point.
All right, and you said the best thing about any season of the Kardashians is what?
The trailer. The trailers are so captivating, and drama, the music. And then you watch the season, it's not as, impactful as the trailer. But again, we're going to watch because we've been programmed.
You know what's better than a trailer? Breaking off just a little sample of the trailer. Take a look.
This is greatness. Came back even better, everything.
This is a big year of celebrations in our family.
Sometimes you gotta start with the basics. weeks.
Let's do this.
Aren't we so lucky? Not a lot of people can say they can take their sister to work every day.
Yes. What could go wrong?
We're doing so much together this season. We're going to Vegas.
Chloe's turning 40.
Kim and Chloe take India.
Was I meant to be a princess or what?
Hi. I am stepping out of retirement.
My head is spiraling. I have a lot to think about.
This is greatness.
I'm doing a collab with Skims and Dolce & Gabbana. How do we get Courtney to be in the campaign?
Ooh.
I think Kim is sabotaging me. I have hair like Shirley Temple, and she has bombshell hair. Is that why she brought me here, to get revenge?
All right. Season 6, 7, either way, Kardashians now returning. It's going to be on Hulu. And what's the best thing about it?
You know, we have a Lamar Odom cameo. Lam Lam's coming back.
All right.
So that's kind of exciting for the Kardashian, the OG fans from E. That's what we like to see. So that's probably going to be the best part.
What's the worst thing about it?
Oh, we got to see Kim and Courtney do a Dolce & Gabbana campaign.
There's a little bit of that.
They're milking this.
My favorite thing about watching that show, sometimes I feel like I'm petty in my own life, and I watch that show and I go, I'm not that petty.
You're not that bad.
The least thing about it, what I hate the most about it, is that still at the helm of the pocketbook of all of this is Ryan Seacrest. We used to share agents, and for that reason, I hate that guy. Look, I'm being petty again.
Well, I'm sure the guy he hosted American Idol with feels the same way.
Exactly. You're going to find me at a dive bar with Ryan Dunkelman after this show. Speaking of which, look at the time. You are awesome. Once again, where do we find you?
Nori's Black Book on Instagram.
There you go. I'm at TV Marcus Allen on Instagram with like 1 gazillionth less followers than her. All right, we'll see you next week. Peace.